That doesn't be like your nickname, Rosebud.
My family all calls me Rosebud, so it would warm my
Really?
heart if you called me Rosebud.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, Rosebud. Okay, Rose Jubb. Rose is
Hi.
we've become friends recently, and she is so amazing. We love her so much. And Rose is a wardrobe stylist.
Yes.
And you might be thinking right now, listener, but wait, I'm in my yoga pants. I'm staying in my PJs all day right now. You know, at the time of this recording, if anyone is catching the replay, it is April the 15th, 2020. And all across our world, we are staying home. I don't like to use a lot of the terms they're using to call it, but we're
Right.
staying in. And, you know, so many of us are business owners. You know, Rose runs a business. I run a business. If you're listening, like more than likely you're a business owner. And maybe you have a business where you were doing more interaction with people face to face, whatever that might have been. And the truth is, like, we're all working from home right now. And maybe you were already working from home. I mean, I know for me, like, not much has really changed. I was already kind of running everything on Zoom anyway. So you're probably thinking, like, why a stylist right now? And so I wanted to bring Rose on for a couple of reasons. And we're going to get into a really juicy conversation today about how our style, yes, even from behind the computer, is a really great way for us to showcase our brand. It's a reflection of who we are. And I am someone who definitely feels like style challenged. So I'm super excited to hear from you. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And I know Rose is going to give us a lot of insight on how we can still showcase our personality and our brands, even from behind the computer. And obviously, when you hear the word wardrobe stylist, you're probably thinking, well, like, her clients are hiring her because they want to be styled to go speak on stages or to be presenting or interacting in person. And that may be true. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be chatting with Rose today about, like, how is she continuing to innovate her business while we're all kind of like staying in right now. So Rose,
Hi.
welcome.
Hello.
And
Thank you for having me.
yeah, tell our audience, tell our listeners a little bit more about you and your background and how you even got started.
Yeah, it was definitely a roundabout way. I'm Rose Jubb, and I'm in Portland, Oregon, out in the suburbs with my little kiddo and my hubby. And we are, life has not changed much for us either. He works from home and I work from home. It's just not doing the crisis homeschooling.
Oh yeah.
That's the change. Oh yeah, totally. So I work from home, and luckily right before this all happened at the beginning of the year, I actually went completely virtual. So I was styling people virtually already. I had virtual programs set up. So I'm very happy about that. The reason I specifically kind of work with women-owned businesses and business owners in general is because I have a background in marketing and psychology. Really helps me kind of bring together all the pieces for them. I do image consulting for them. I online audit their image and go through it and give them reports on what should shift or change based on what they tell me their goals are. So I'm kind of a different kind of stylist in that way. I've always had visual arts and visually putting things together and the resourcefulness and the creativity, and always loved fashion and style, but didn't apply it until after I had my kiddo and decided to kind of launch this side of my career. And it's really taken off because it kind of puts all of that together. I'm able to look at somebody's website or look at them in person and have them tell me where they want to go and be like, well, okay, well, if we take this piece here, infuse this into your closet, boost you up a little bit confidence wise, because a lot of it, I'll be honest, my mission is just to spread as much confidence and self-love to women and girls with really big goals.
Yeah.
Fellas get styled too along the way, but that's my big mission. And style is a really fun way to come in and help them do that. So, yeah, that was a long roundabout way of
No, that's so
answering your
cool.
question.
You know, that's so interesting because in a way, like, you being a stylist for people, especially entrepreneurial and professional women, you know, as a business owner, I have found it to be so critical to understand human psychology
Yeah.
and understand human behavior. And that really plays a big role in our marketing and our sales. You know, in a way, you have like this massive unfair advantage over every other stylist out there, Rose, because I didn't even realize, or I forgot, that you've got a psychology and marketing background. So like
Yeah.
what you're bringing to the table for your clients is also that element as well. So I would love to hear, like, how do you actually bring in the marketing and the psychology, especially when you're working with entrepreneurial women
Right.
who are a
Yes.
personal, like we're all personal brands, right? Like if
Yes.
I'm a personal brand, you're a personal brand, pretty much anybody listening is a personal brand.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you incorporate the style piece and then your background in marketing and psychology when you work with a client?
Right. Well, you're right. Everybody has a personal brand when they are running a business. And even if you don't have a business and you're watching this, you have personal style, whether or not you are kind of leveraging it or employing it or looking into it. Yeah, it's often it will come in the form of somebody saying, you know, I just don't know what to wear. I'm nervous to go on stage. I keep putting things on. I'll buy these expensive things and then it's not comfortable. It's not me. And then I don't feel like myself. And I'm like, well, that's because it's personal style. You can't just wear whatever Marie Forleo wears and expect to somehow be infused with her confidence because it's not you. You look in the mirror and don't recognize yourself in not a great way. Like there's that way where you can think about yourself in 5 years. I call it the 5-year rule. Think about you in 5 years, where
Mm-hmm.
you want to go, the things you want to accomplish. If everything went right and all those goals got accomplished, what would you be wearing? How would you walk into a room? How confident would you feel at a pitch? What kind of clients are you working with? And then we just start to put it in your closet now.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as aligning those things, but it can be hard sometimes, especially for women in business, because so often, and this is the psychology part, socially, we are taught from a very young age, and hopefully that's shifting now, but we're taught from a very young age that our value is often tied to our aesthetics.
Mm.
So if you're this size, if you're this hair color, if you have this color eyes, if you are outgoing, if you're this, and this, and this, you're top pick, right? And that feels awful,
Yeah.
and nobody likes that. So as we grow as women, you start to grow into yourself and learn more about who you are and not what everybody has projected on you.
Yeah.
And finding your style can be, you know, I call it self-care because it's the first thing we do in the morning usually is get dressed.
Mm-hmm.
And if you take that simple moment just to do that and feel really good, and it's not about what everybody else thinks, it's about you looking in the mirror and feeling fantastic about that lady looking back.
Mm-hmm.
When that happens, it starts this amazing self-care trickle down. You're going to drink that big glass of water before breakfast. You're going to maybe have one less cup of coffee. You're going to go for those walks. And even at home, it matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, you use the word confidence, and that
Mm.
one of your big mission in the world. I
Yes.
absolutely love that. So, from your experience working with women, because I'm sure like you also attract women who probably come across as already confident, already empowered, already
Yeah.
strong, already
Yeah.
powerful. And then when I imagine when you get in a conversation with these women, some of those insecurities are revealed.
Yes.
And some people might think, well, like, how does style, like how does what I wear help me become more confident? So I'd love to hear from your personal
Yeah.
experience. Like, where do you see style and what we're wearing, and even
Mm-hmm.
down to the accessories? Like, does it really have an impact on our confidence? And what have you seen with your clients?
I definitely think so. Just personally, often I find, I don't know if you find this, but a lot of my clients are a lot like myself in that you're right. They come off as super confident and outgoing, and they might even come off as a little more put together than the average gal out
Mm-hmm.
there. Sometimes I'm surprised that they're hiring a stylist because you wouldn't quite know it. But in the background, there are all these different, you know, things that we carry for stories that we carry for a long time about, you know, mine is that my calves are too big for the rest of my body.
Yeah.
When somebody sees me on stage in a skirt and I say that out loud, I'm like, that's my story that I will run in the back of my head if I don't keep it in check. And they'll be like, you know, your calves aren't. I'm like, oh, I know. Logically,
Yeah.
I know they are fine, lovely calves that get me around. They're great. But I will always, in a low moment,
Yeah.
revert back to that if I don't stay on top of it.
Yeah.
And there's every single lady I've met from, you know, diplomats to moms staying at home with their kiddos. I've styled everything in between as well. And they all have something that they aren't thrilled about. And they're
Yeah.
all at various levels of being okay with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, mine is, I'll out myself since you
Yeah.
haven't yourself. I have a waist that's like, I mean, I have a really tiny waist. Let's just put it that way. I have a really small waist, and it's about two sizes smaller than my like thighs, hips, and booty.
Right.
Now, some of you might be thinking, well, that's like the perfect size.
Try
Well,
getting close.
try getting clothes with that kind of a body.
Yeah.
And I'm also really tall. And I have like an abnormally long torso. Like those jumpsuits
Yeah.
that I can't, no, like the crotch, I can't even get it to cover. It doesn't even like what's supposed to be like over the shoulder comes up to like,
You're hunched.
yeah, you literally have to be like this just to squeeze yourself in.
Ooh.
So I have really short legs and I have a really long torso and I have a big booty and hips and I have like very athletic thighs, but I have this ridiculously small, tiny waist.
In proportion. Yeah.
And stuff does not fit you. And like the things that you really want to wear, you can't. But then it's like what you're saying, Rose, it's like, what does your mind go to? Your mind goes to, everybody's looking at my fat legs. Everybody's looking at how much shorter my legs are than the rest of my body. When really,
And listen to how, even though we know we're doing it, like we're doing it out loud for people, we can just like, we start spiraling and we add things on, like, and then there's this, and then there's this, and then we wonder why we don't feel great every day. It can be super powerful to go the other way. So there is this triad that happens. Like there's psychological terms for it, but I won't bore you with it. But basically, when you see something amazing about yourself, if you're proud of what's in the mirror, you start to feel better emotions about yourself. You start to think better thoughts about yourself. And as soon as you start doing that, the actions that you do for yourself start to be better and better. They're more for you instead of, you know, to cover that for somebody else.
Yeah.
To make everybody else comfortable with the size of your hips or booty. We'll cover it up because even though we might be okay with it, we think everybody else isn't. So we'll cover.
Yeah.
And it is about self-acceptance. And as soon as you get over that little hurdle, it's something that obviously, I mean, we're confident, successful ladies, but we still, it's in there. So we're all together in this.
Totally.
Whatever size, whatever anything, we're all together in it. When you start to really figure out your personal style and add touches of it in, I think it can kind of counteract that because you start to get so proud of what the different things are representing. RuPaul always says, we're born naked and the rest is drag. Like we put on our identities every day.
Yeah. Wow.
No matter if it's hoodies or blouses, you're putting on your identity every day and not checking in with yourself to be like, is this me? Is it? Like not checking in. I think the confidence comes from looking in the mirror. It's not the compliments. Confidence always trumps compliments, right?
Yeah.
It is looking in the mirror and feeling so much like you and feeling proud and feeling like you've accomplished this and look where I can go. If you can see yourself into the future, it's you, not Marie Forleo, you successful. It can have this really wonderful, positive, self-fulfilling prophecy effect.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm loving this piece about identity.
Yeah.
And, it's making me think about all of us are at home right now and
Mm-hmm.
don't really have anywhere to go right now.
Yeah.
We're still running our businesses or showing up for meetings or whatever. And we still have an identity.
Mm.
And, I've got a dress on right now. Like I wear a dress every day or like something cute every day. And I may not have the best style, but let's talk a little bit about, we are all indoors right now. We
Yeah.
all are operating our businesses from Zoom and Facebook Lives. Does style matter right now?
Oh, it's like saying, does confidence matter right now?
Ooh, Rose, laying it down.
Well, think about confidence closes every time, right? If you're feeling down, you're feeling blue, you're feeling not like yourself, you're feeling grumpy and not great, and you pick up the phone for a sales call, is that going to negatively affect your sales call or is it going to positive? They can't see you,
Right.
but you know that. I just think it affects everything. I think it trickles down not only in self-care for the rest of the day.
Mhm.
I think just seeing yourself in a positive light and then starting your day, it's more likely that you're going to have a good start, which leads to a good day, which leads to good weeks and then good years. Are we going to be grumpy forever? No. Are we going to be stuck inside forever? No. I've
Mhm.
been so surprised and just like pleasantly surprised at the ladies that are still signing up for my higher end, like high touch services, even during this time, because they know that in the future it's going to be, they're going to be back on stages, they're going to be back having one-on-one client things in person. But
Yep.
for now, they're on video and they know that, and I'm the stylist, I will admit, I had my pajama sweatshirt and my sweatpants on until I had to get dressed for this because
Mhm.
I was setting up the homeschool and doing this and making the coffee, blah, 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 blah. And as soon as I put this on, I know it's time to do the thing. And
Yeah.
I'm more likely to hop on a live and just like talk about something that might be really impactful
Yep.
or hop on a call really quick with a client that wants to see the back end or a potential client. Like you may be missing opportunities just by not being ready for the day.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, okay. And I'll use myself as an example. I mean, you and I are doing this right now. So you got dressed for this, and I'm sure because you're 3 hours behind me. So you've got
Yeah.
the rest of the day ahead of you.
Yeah.
Well, so this morning, a couple of weeks ago, was invited to be part of a virtual live event.
Fun.
And it was on Zoom, and it was, my talk time was 10:30 this morning. And I mean, they have a DJ. They've got a DJ that's like playing
Oh,
music in between, and they play your walkout song. So it's really like they're doing their best to set it up like
yeah.
live event feel. And so I really thought about like, what would I wear if I was on stage? What color? And the first thing I thought was, what color do I love on myself? And I love this
Yes.
kind of color. I think it makes my
Oh,
eyes
it makes your
pop.
eyes pop. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure like I'm sure there could be like better things if you and I are going to work together. But like, it's like, I want to wear a dress. I was like, I know I want to wear a dress. What would I wear if I were on stage? I didn't put shoes on. I'll admit, I do not have.
I don't have them on either. Don't worry about it.
But it's like these people are experiencing me, and it doesn't matter that I'm sitting at home and not standing on stage giving this presentation right now. And then after that, I had client calls, like a group coaching program. So here we are again on Zoom. Everybody's there. Your clients are watching you.
Yeah.
Now you and I are connecting. This is being broadcast out to people. We're going to be sharing it. Rose will share it. I'll share it. If you're listening, you can share it onto your platforms. But, people are going to see us. And then I have more calls later today. And I definitely don't want to be here with my hair up and messy, no makeup on,
Right.
in like my pajama clothes and yoga pants, because you could be connecting with potential clients.
You just don't know.
People who might invite you to speak on their stage, whether it's in person or virtual. So, yeah, I mean, I just love to hear from you, like what are some, how can we really express our brand and express our personality through style through the computer?
Oh, great. Great question. So there's a few different ways. One, you just want to make sure everything fits well. Fit is always in every area of style, whether it's in person, on fit is going to affect how clothes not only look, but how they feel and how you act in them. So if it doesn't fit correctly, you will slouch more, you'll pull at things more. Usually whatever area you're most subconsciously ashamed of, you will pull at that item more. And it's almost like going, right here, look at my thighs. I'm pulling at them. Fit's number one on camera and in person. So we want to make sure things fit really well. And then beyond that, you know, pick bold colors that you really love. Sometimes when you wear just a plain white shirt and it's a plain background, it can look a little like a mugshot.
Yeah.
I mean, but even just up leveling out of the sweatshirts, up leveling, and it's easy to do little swaps. Instead of a sweatshirt, go for a sweater and a pair of earrings. You did it.
Yeah.
You're just as cozy, you're just as warm, but it's just a little more put together. If you want to go a step further, add some structure. So instead of just doing the t-shirt, do a blouse. Like this is a t-shirt shaped blouse, but it has buttons. It has definite like shoulder seams on the shoulders, has a little bit of a sheen, has some pattern in colors that I love.
Yeah.
Like abstract floral, which I like. And then I'm wearing a bold pair of earrings that I really enjoy. So for the ladies out there, accessories are always a fun, easy, affordable way to switch up looks and switch up and like show a lot of personality. I love having a story behind things. Just it's kind of little like, guys, it's a marketing ploy. So it's not, I really love them too. But when somebody goes, oh my gosh, oops, sorry, you know, we'll all be fine. We'll get through this. This is not my normal setup. Moving my hands a lot. When somebody goes, oh my gosh, I love those purple earrings that you're wearing. These aren't purple, but this is an example. I love those purple earrings that you're wearing. And I'll say, thank you so much. I love this color. My grandmother always wore it and everybody always complimented her on it. And I think every woman in my family looks great in purple. And it just starts this like, instead of just going, thanks, moving on with my day, it starts this interaction with people and it just kind of lets them in a little bit. There's some rapport being built.
I love
So there's...
I love that you shared that because you know what so many of us do, going back to the confidence piece.
Yes.
We'll say, oh, I got this at Target. Or, oh, thing, I've had this forever. Oh, really? You like this? Oh, we are the worst at that.
Yes. It's kind of the tall poppy syndrome. Like, don't think I'm too like, I'm not too big for my britches. Don't worry about it. I know my place. Like, I got this on sale. I am so guilty of doing this. I love a bargain. I love like being a little thrifty. I like that. So I'll often be like, oh, I got them they were on clearance at blah, blah, blah. Instead of just going, thank you so much. This is why I love them. Or I got this on vacation here. Have you ever been there? And you just start this back and forth instead of shutting down and going to like a weird money mindset place.
I love this. This is such an amazing reframe. Oh my gosh. I'm so
glad you like it.
Because you're right. Our mind does go to, I don't want to shine too much. I don't want them to think I like $500 on a t-shirt or whatever, like whatever it is. Oh, that's so amazing. Everybody write that down. Use the accessories and different items, like know what the story is behind it, because the story that you tell also is reflective of your brand.
Yeah.
I think.
Totally.
Oh my gosh. That's so amazing. All right.
Yeah.
So for those of us who might be challenged in the style department, where might you guide us to begin? And again, thinking about like we are on Zoom right now, we are on Facebook Live right now, and that's what everybody's doing. Plus, obviously, we're all going to be able to stand on stages, but like, where do we start with the style piece?
I would start with cleaning out your closet. because often we will hold on to things for a really long time that, just in case they fit again one day, or just in case I have, a special occasion to go to all of a sudden, or just in case. But style evolves. Like it's a slow evolution, but it does change. The person I am now is not the same person I was in college, right? So I'm probably not going to keep those club dresses in the closet just in case they fit again. They will never fit again. A great way to look at it is if you hold something in your closet and you're like, if I was shopping today, would I pick this up off the rack with gusto and be like, I need to have it? Probably not. There's all this like connection to it because you have old thoughts about it. It has history. So cleaning out your closet is a great way to let go of the old and make space for where you're going. I actually, during this time that we're all inside, I am giving away one of my courses called Hack Your Closet, which it's a quick little mini course, 1 page, 3 videos, and then a bunch of really helpful handouts and some things to help you kind of guide yourself through cleaning out your own closet, but really looking at the gaps. What I often find is that people in business will have a lot of stage clothes or clothes that would be great for a photo shoot. They may have some leftover goodies from when they worked in corporate. They'll have all that like very good work clothes. And then they'll have athletic wear and nothing in between.
Yep.
And a lot of our lives are lived in that in between, especially right now. And once we're able to go outside again, I cannot tell you how many clients I have gotten accidentally from going to the gym in a put together way, even in athletic wear, or going to the grocery store being put together, or at pickup at my kid's school. There are opportunities, and not just clients, but referrals, and you just don't know who you're going to run into. And as soon as you prepare yourself for running into that person, it's kind of magic how it starts to happen.
It happens. That's so interesting. You bring up this piece around, like, we have all these work clothes, and then we have our workout clothes, our leisure. And my husband and I have been together for 13 years. And when we first met, I was a teacher. So I had teacher clothes, my outfits I would wear teaching. And he would say to like this, like the first half, 5, 6, 7 years, he would always remind me of what you just said. And he's like, Megan, because I would put on like my work clothes to go out to dinner or to like go out for a drink with him. And he's like, why are you putting on your work clothes? And I'm like, I don't have anything else. I'm not going to wear like workout clothes out. And so he would always like point that out to me, that I did not have any of the in-between.
Right.
You're so right. We do live so much of our lives in the in-between. The other thing, and my husband used to be a personal trainer and he worked in gyms. And he and I work out all the time. I've always works out. I've always been super athletic. And at the gym, I never had like matchy coordinating outfits.
Right.
What I was wearing was so not reflective of how I felt on the inside. It was not reflective of what I wanted, how I wanted people to perceive me. And let's just, because I love sharing this because we're all women and we all do this.
Yeah.
But like in my mind, I was thinking, if I walk up into the gym with like a sports bra with a certain design and it matches the bottoms and it's like the same color, same pattern, you literally could tell it is an outfit.
Right.
People are going to think about me. People are going to think like she is, what you said, like she is too good. She thinks she just wants everybody to look at her. So what do? You wear like old basketball.
Right.
So you don't draw attention to yourself. Well, I've grown up just a little bit. And my husband is actually really good at picking out workout clothes. So at Christmas time, he went and bought me matchy outfits.
Nice.
Some of the tops to me feel a little risque because they're literally like, they show your midriff and like some high neck, like it's really cool design workout gear. But it's like the tops match the bottoms and you can tell it's an outfit and it's coordinated. But let me tell you, Rose, when I put that stuff on and I work out, you literally feel like your confidence is through the freaking roof. You actually have a better workout.
Right.
You really do. You stand up taller, and you're so right. You never know where you are, where people are watching you, who could be an ideal client or a strategic partner or a referral partner. And if you're walking up in there with your saggy basketball shorts and your oversized t-shirt to work out, nobody's going to come talk to you because you're not presenting yourself as a confident, empowered woman. I love that you brought that up, because it isn't just what we're wearing during the day. It's like, what are you wearing to the grocery store?
Right.
How are you presenting yourself when you're going to your kids' school to drop them off or pick them up?
Totally.
What are you wearing when you go to the gym? I love that you brought that up.
There's all this in between, and I call it, I have this DIY program people can kind of put themselves through. It's like a 4-week drip course, basically. And part of it is called Platform Style Blueprint. And it walks you through, okay, yes, what are you going to be wearing in person for work? Stage, photo shoots, client meetings, all those various levels of formality. What are you going to be wearing online? So Zoom calls, that kind of thing, live videos, that kind of thing. But also lifestyle is kind of the biggest, hardest component.
Yeah.
Because often as business owners, we can get very narrow and focused in on, okay, this is my brand and this is the look. And even if you are good at being like, okay, what's the background going to be? What am I going to wear? All of a sudden, when that goes off, it gets very unintentional. And when that happens and you're at the grocery store and you're in, schlubby things, you don't feel good. Are you walking with your eyes up and your shoulders back? Or are you like, God, I hope I don't see a client? Oh my God. I've literally had clients say I had to hide in the frozen food aisle because I saw a client and I did not want them to see me in my plaid pajama pants. And that's when they called me and they were like, I need help for the in the middle stuff because it turns out it's way more important than I thought.
Yep.
All right, we'll help. Yeah.
I mean, it's a thing. And even my husband will tell me, like, he can tell when I am wearing clothes that I feel really good in. He's like, you come across
you strut
in a way. Now, if our husbands are saying that to us and our husbands are picking up on that, imagine what your audience is picking up on.
Yeah.
Actually talk about that. Like, what is, I think the thing that we forget about is the perception.
Right.
The perception of our audience. And again, like, even if we're on stage and we're in person or we're on Zoom, like, is that really a thing? How people are perceiving us?
Yes, and it becomes your visual currency becomes even more important online than in person, because think about all the interactions happening in person. So you might be shaking their hand. They're touching you. They might be able to smell your perfume or your shampoo. They're smelling you. There's all sorts of pheromones that they can smell without even, like, subconsciously they're coming in contact with you. They're hearing the tone of your voice and they're seeing better the micro expressions that you are having. You can't see them as well on video, and you can't perceive them as well in a flat photograph either. So all of a sudden, the visual currency of what that first impression, it gets harped on so much, but it's like milliseconds online, whereas it's closer to 3 seconds in person.
Yeah.
So it's milliseconds online because we are a 2D image. Even when we're video, we're moving a little bit more. You get to see more expressions and hear us, but it's not completely true to life. Right. And that visual aspect, that instant, like, am I connected with this person? Does it look like my people? Is it somebody I want to work with? Do I like them? Where do they come from? What do they do? Are they good at it? Are they responsible? Like, all those things flash through people's heads without them even knowing, in that just millisecond. So it actually becomes more important online than in person.
Yeah. Now that you put it that way, definitely.
Yeah. There's just less back and forth happening.
How important is it for someone to have a signature style?
I mean, I think it's fun. People can take it and be very analytical about it. Sometimes I have clients that are like, but your guideline about this, this, and this said this. I'm like, it's all guidelines. I don't call it rules for a reason. It's personal style. And it's something that will shift and evolve. Will everything in your closet be, to die for over the moon. No, some things are just going to be staples and supporting roles. Like there's the stars in your closet. I'm sure you have like some great jackets or some great dresses, things that really make like an instant impression. And then there are the supporting pieces. What was your question? I'm forgetting now.
Is it important to have like a signature style so that
Oh,
time, you know, it's like, I guess you can kind of see this with celebrities. It's like every time you see them, they're always wearing a very similar style.
you know, I give my clients a name for their style. Like I just kind of make up a fun thing for them to carry with them, only because it gets a little easier to shop then.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we can be drawn to things that actually aren't our style. We can just appreciate them and be like, gosh, that is really pretty. I think I love something about that. It's not my style, but I like something about it, and kind of identifying those things that you like, even though it's not your thing, instead of just going, all right, that'll do.
Yeah.
Knowing at least kind of what your base kind of personality types are within your style. And that is actually part of the freebie that I have for your audience is
Cool.
There's a quiz involved, so you can figure out what your 3 style types are too.
Go ahead and tell us about that.
Yeah. So if you guys go to mystyleclass.com/challenge, I may have said that too fast, mystyleclass.com/challenge, you will be able to enter this kind of self-led challenge where for 5 days, the Monday starting after you sign up. So you'll get this free little mini course called Hack Your Closet. It's 3 videos, but it walks you through. You can actually take it to your closet and walks you through how to clean it out and make space for the new things coming into your life and where you want to take it. Because your closet can become a shrine to your future if you get intentional about it.
Yeah.
So it walks you through that process, helps you identify the gaps with a few little, formulas I use. And then from there, the Monday following, the challenge will start and you'll get an email at 7 a.m. going, did you get dressed today? Are you getting dressed? Let's do this. Here's a few tips. And each day I give you a tip Monday through Friday. And hopefully you do it, because the people that have been doing it live with me in my group, I run it kind of once a month, and they will definitely notice a change and a shift in their productivity levels, their motivation, their mood even, especially now.
Mm-hmm.
Feel all the feelings, have the cries when you need to have a cry, but sometimes you need to get the things done. And getting dressed can be, again, that first little self-care thing that can trickle down for the rest of the day.
I love that. So one more time, it was mystyleclass.com/challenge.
Exactly.
Awesome. I'm going to do it.
Yay!
Amazing. One last question I have for you, because, a lot of people are, super creative. They're visionaries. Also, we have people probably listening in who are really used to working with their clients in person. And I know like a lot of your clients are doing things that are in person, and it's one of the reasons why they're hiring you to help style them. So have you been like creative or innovative in how you continue to work with people, maintain your business? And I even heard you say a few minutes ago, you've gotten some new clients during this time. So how has that continued to work well for you?
Yeah, a few months before this even happened, I went almost completely virtual, mostly because I have a back-end system. Do you remember the movie Clueless, everybody?
Yeah.
Where she had the closet where you could swipe and it was on a computer, like old-timey Apple computer. That's changed now, but it's kind of like that. So I get clients to upload their closets to this system, and I can create lookbooks for different parts of their life, all those different parts that we talked about. And then I can even personal shop for them online with a lot of retailers that I feel good supporting, because I'm all into sustainable fashion. So that is how I've kind of evolved my business, is just utilizing Zoom and creative use of forms and email drip systems and this back end system that helps me kind of create a resource for them where they can just pick up their phone and look and be like, oh, I like that today. That's all clean. I'm going to put it on. And everything from earrings to shoes have been picked out, and I can go for it and know that it feels like me and I feel good. And now I can just go focus on the rest of the day.
Yeah.
That's how it's evolved for me. You know, I think the reason they're still signing up is because they do, the gals that are kind of working with me now are forward thinking. They know this is going to pass. Like, they know eventually they want to be doing their business then. They're still getting business, so they're coming to me for help. But they also realize that it's more about their confidence and how they feel. And I think they really enjoy the audits and the image consulting, PR, marketing part of my brain. So that's what they're leaning on right now.
Yeah, amazing. And look, like, now is such a perfect time for that. I mean, the thing that I keep reminding my audience of is there is inevitably, positively, there is a recovery and a rebound on the other side of it. And guess what happens on the other side of rebound and recovery? It's new leadership, right? So now is like the perfect time to be doubling down on belief systems and mindset, to be skilling up, to be identifying your style and your brand, working with somebody like Rose, so that you can be working on that now, because we know that there is another side to this. So now is not the time to be like hiding out and just hanging out in your pajamas and your yoga pants. Like, now's the time when you can really be shining and stepping up as a leader, really be getting the attention of more people, leading your community, showing up, differentiating yourself. And one of the best ways to do that is through your style. And go ahead and get this figured out now, so that when we see you on a stage in a few months,
transformational.
Like, now's such a beautiful time for that. So so I'm going to put the link to the challenge here. And then, is there anywhere else that people can connect with you?
Yeah, I'm basically my style class everywhere. So on Instagram and Facebook, we have a really fun, interactive group of ladies in my Facebook group where I run these challenges and do fun, different master classes. So if you just search on Facebook, it's just called Closet Boss Collective.
Awesome.
And it's super fun in there, and we get kind of silly, but also we're all business owners or gals with careers and really big goals. So it's a great place to connect with some cool people.
Awesome. Cool. I love it. This is such a fabulous conversation. I love talking about this topic. It's so fun.
I could talk about it all day.
I know you could.
It's honestly, it's like my passion, only because it's so connected to women's empowerment and taking the power back of our image, instead of it being for everybody else, and to like get the better date or land the right man, blah, 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 all that stuff. Or, you know, not be ourselves, basically. It's all about, okay, are you ready to step up into the scary power that you actually have? Like, it can be frightening how much we can do. And I think people back off for a second when they first see it, and then they'll lean in, and it's so juicy when people do that. And I don't know, it's just, it gives me goosebumps. I just love seeing people blossom.
Yeah. You know, it's the external representation of who that person is on the inside. And that's exactly. I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Rose.
Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. And to all of our listeners, feel free to click the share button right below this video and share this into your own Facebook group, share it on your own business page, share it on your personal page, so we can get this message of confidence and empowerment out to more people. And would love to have more people discover you, Rose, and all of your work.
Oh, well, thank you. Always open arms for anybody who wants to come play.
Yeah. Awesome. Have a fabulous rest of your day.
You too. Okay. We'll see you soon.